again, I'm not mocking monogamy at all. It's such a beautiful thing that protects our hearts because we're not ready, many, to live in a healthy, open relationship where all hearts are protected. Most people are not. Most people actually, I would rather recommend them to be monogamous than open because I see them trying openness and they're just hurting each other so much because they don't know how to do it better. Because no one taught us. Our society taught us the opposite. So it's really the journey that we have to first love ourselves, integrate all our parts, and learn how to have a healthy, open relating. So this dude recommends an open relationship, not fasting, and consuming sugar. Yeah, follow him if you want to have a fucked up life. Good morning, Bloom babies. What a great question. So, let's turn it around. Not consume sugar. So, being on a low carb diet, being the Walking Dead, being constantly undercarbed and feeling like shit. Then doing all these fasts where you like feel even more like shit because you're like gained weight because your body took over. It's like breathing. You can train as much as you want, but even if you're 90 years old, you will never be able to hold your breath forever. Eventually you're like, eventually you'll binge eat again because you're literally starving your body. So what I speak about the last podcast in general is living a balanced life because everything in the universe craves balance. If there's something out of balance that could accumulate, the universe would sooner or later explode. Your higher self, the oversoul of oversouls, all that is, everything needs balance. That's why if we accumulate things out of balance, like karma, in this timeline, guess what? We're gonna come back and clean that shit up our next life. And if not, then the next life. Eventually, the oversoul craves balance, like all that is, everything. Like once we wake up out of this reality dream, like we die, we're in spirit and we review our life. It's called the life review. And then based on that, we, with our free will from our higher self and spirit, make a choice that includes balance. Like, realization. I've done this and that. Okay. Now I come back and I'm gonna experience similar things that in 3D are totally different. And then I'm gonna balance that shit. So, what I'm saying here, wow, we really went deep into spirit right from the beginning. I love it. Let's take a deep breath on that one. So what my podcasts are doing here, they're waking you the fuck up. And I use whatever hook I can take, like nutrition, healthy lifestyle choices, to come back to the whole because it's all one and I wake you the fuck up. Like this comment is like, but you cannot exit the matrix. No, come back into the matrix. Otherwise, or do you want to live a fucked up life like him? You need to fast, not consume sugar, and be in a monogamous relationship. Let's talk about that because this is really funny. So as you might know, since my 5th surgery, I have what I call a walk-in experience. So a lot more of my soul walked through, so is in this physical body down here. And like since then I'm the next level alien and I'm looking at this planet like, what the fuck are we doing? Like it's all so weird. So most of you in the timeline are already really awake to so many things. And open relationships, like being open, is actually just the most natural, normal thing once we all get it. Like we set us all these limitations upon ourselves because we have so much stuff we haven't integrated yet. Like the biggest one for most people, where it always comes back to, is most people don't love themselves. So you need to be attached to only me. Because I don't love myself and I get my love and self-worth out of you. So we need all these rules. And I totally get it. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not mocking monogamy. I'm just wanting to make it obvious and wake you the fuck up. Wake up. Monogamy is great if we're not fully integrated beings that don't love ourselves, which is actually most people right now, May 2024 in the timeline. So it's great to do things slow, protect our hearts, moving forward in a uplifting way, meaning where we don't create more trauma by hurting each other. No. We want to heal. We want to integrate. So it's great if you're in a relationship and you're monogamous. It's great. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's wonderful. And my question is, are you raising your vibration? Are you following your joy? Are you looking at everything that comes on the table? Because it's the transformational age. There's so much light that all the shadows are exposed and we have to look at all our stuff. For the last many years, like we come out of the dark age, there we just could stay in the darkness. But now for the last many years, since it's the shift, we're all us, bloom babies, light workers, star seeds, however you want to call it, stepped in the timeline and literally radiate so much light. We're strategically placed across the planet. That's why you maybe feel lonely where you are placed, because you're there for a reason, to shine your light. And it got to this point now where there's so much light, this grid of light, that all the shadows are shed light upon. And we need to face all our stuffs and make our choices. And for the last years, we could keep it under the table. Oh, I don't look at it. Especially in like cities and stuff and like our Western culture. We could live a normal life. I put all my stuff, I close the bottle, like all my childhood trauma, all my programming, I don't look at. I just like, oh, I am programmed. I'm in the matrix. I act normal. When I'm at home and no one is watching, I'm hyper weird, but I keep it together. I don't look at my stuff. And this is what the society is built on, that we can bottle up our shit, stay in line, follow the programming, and not look at it. But what's happening now, and I fucking love it, because we bloom babies, all of us, and the whole world is shifting. Like there's so much light that everything is waking the fuck up. So you cannot run away from yourself because you're an eternal being. And now it's time where we have to make our choices. So light is shed upon all our shadows. It's like going in the basement and turning on the light. And as bloom babies, most of you, you did your work. You worked through your stuff, transformed, you're limiting fear-based negative beliefs, you're following your joy. When something is coming up, in the moment, you transform it. So your basement, you go down there, it's so clean. It's so beautiful, it's so cozy, it feels good, you love it, you love being yourself. You found yourself, so your basement has like all the things you actually love. And it feels so good because you actually love yourself and there are no weird corpses or disgusting things that have been expired and are super smelly. Ugh, you go down there, I quickly want to close the door. No, I cannot. And I have to stand there and not just that and have to smell it. I have to see it. The light is on. And the people that haven't looked at this stuff at all or hardly are now have to look at it kind of like all at once. So that's why some people are right now like freaking out and projecting hardcore and hating and creating war and because it's too much. I cannot like integrate it myself. I have to project it on others because otherwise it's too much of an ego death. Whoa. So I love how we like so went in right at the beginning of the podcast. So yeah, back to monogamy. It's great to keep things together. But once we do more and more of our work, once we all love ourselves, it just comes natural. most extraterrestrials that are on a higher vibration, like Yael, like Sasani, like Pleiadians, they're all in one relationship, they're all married to each other, they're all telepathically connected, and they're all openly flowing, operating on total synchronicity. It's so beautiful. And I know for many of people, and maybe even many of you listening, this sounds far away. For me, this is like who I am. This is finally something makes sense. But I know we live in this super weird society where we don't operate on total synchronicity. I mean, I do, but many people don't. I follow my choice. So I meet the people I'm supposed to meet at the right time, but also many people don't. So they're not showing up, or they have other people attached that don't do that, and then there's trauma created. And I'm like, oh, every person comes not just as a single person, but with all the people attached to them, and then all their stuff. And if there's things that are not looked at, it comes with all of that. So that's why even if you get it all and you find your person, you love being monogamous because, yeah, we're not there yet. So I'm talking about where we're shifting. Like we're all waking up, it's the inevitable. And it's so fun and nice and interesting to look at extraterrestrials, like our star family, our future selves, where we have a counterpart as like a Pleiadian or Sasani, and see how are they living. That's why in my podcast about open relationships, where I like talked about the story how Brittany and I opened our relationship, I linked you down below an Insta post I made about how Pleiadians make love, relating and all that stuff, and also a PDF how Sasanis do it. It's really interesting. I might, now that I'm so into it, like I want to speak more about it, so I might read it in this podcast. But first, I'm gonna take a sip of my cacao because we're gonna go deep now into open relationships, aka just as a hook to make the matrix, the programming obvious, and make it clear that not just outside the box, but there is no box, exactly. Like, life has no meaning. You give it meaning. Nothing has a built-in definition. You give everything a definition. Whatever you believe, your beliefs and definitions is what gives anything a meaning, and what this is and that is. You create your own reality, and I'm here to wake you the fuck up, to remember who you really are, and get you out of this weird programming we all have been brainwashed for most of our lives. So, I take a sip of my cacao and I invite you to take a deep breath. So let me talk a little more about how Pleiadians and Sasani live, relate to each other, be in a relationship, make love, in my own words. And I feel like later I want to read it to you, and if not, I'm going to link it down below. Either way, I'm going to link it down below under the YouTube video. So they're on a higher vibration, and they already embody all the things we're currently transforming, and this higher dimension to vibrate on that vibration. It implies that we are fully integrated beings. There's so much light, there cannot be something not integrated. We have to look at all our shadows, work through all our fear-based, limiting, negative beliefs, work through our trauma, all the stuff. Clean up things that we're out of balance. And we're getting like prepared for that more and more. For example, I'm already at this point where I kind of experience instant karma. When I do something out of alignment, I get the repercussions kind of immediately. So it's showing me fairly where we're shifting to. You have to stay in balance, otherwise you get it immediately. Whereas like other people or on past timelines, we could accumulate a lot of shit, be like evil motherfuckers and then have our life review when we die and like, oh shit, what have I done? Okay, the next life I'm gonna be born on this factory as a little child worker, which I built before, where I just like did so much negative shit, and now I have to pay the price for that, to balance that, kinda. So, integrating all our parts, looking at all our shadows, transforming it, loving ourselves, being worthy of who we are, and then once you love yourself, all these things like attachments. Why, like, you're not attached to anything anymore because you love yourself as you are. Everything else is like abundance, but it's not increasing your self-worth. I know who I am. I know who I am. And this is enough. I don't need anyone to validate that or someone makes me whole or complete. No, I found the wholeness within myself. And I'm so in the knowingness that I cannot get out of the knowingness. Like, I just know who I am. And they operate on total synchronicity. What does it mean? Everything is synchronicity. And once we are on a positive vibration, all on a positive vibration, following our joy, we meet the people who we're meant to meet at the right place, at the right time. It's a beautiful orchestration. And it's all synchronicity. Even right now, always. But right now, there's also a lot of negative synchronicity. Oh, shit just keeps piling up. Oh, what a bad day. Oh, now this also happened. Oh, everything is fucked. Downward spiral. Oh. Like, synchronicity is built in the structure of reality. It's showing you that it's happening all at once. Like, you always are guided, but we're living in physical reality, so we create the illusion of space and time, so we experience synchronicity, one thing happening after another. Now I got synchronistic this and that and this, but it's showing you everything is one, everything is connected. The interconnective web of all it is, but we're creating the illusion of space and time, so we experience the synchronicity, one thing happening after another. And they're all operating on a positive synchronicity, so it's all according to who they are within integrity. And they don't know, because they really embody the universal message, the structure of reality. They don't know how long a relationship is meant to last. Maybe just for a sentence, maybe a whole chapter, maybe the entire book, maybe many books, many lifetimes. I'm just with this person, but I never know. Because I don't have insistence and assumptions on any outcomes. So whenever I meet someone, it's all this divinely flow where I can just enjoy it and it's all happening. And I'm not meant to know. We're not meant to know. Our physical mind is not designed to know. It's our higher self guiding us. And we can just trust it. We can drop in and trust it. So often, they don't even know how long a relationship is lasting until it's over. Until they have often even their life review. And then it's like, oh, I guess it was just us. We lived, like let's say 2 Sasanis. I guess we lived 15 years us. Now you could call it monogamous. But in the moment, we never knew, because any moment something could happen. And if something happens that someone else comes in, it's because we're all acting on a positive vibration. It's coming for the greater good. There is something to explore. There is something that we chose on a higher level. But we don't know it because we don't want to know it all, because that's literally why we're here, to always become. We always want to become. We always want to discover. So we never know it all. We always know what we need to know in the moment. So that's why when we get to know more and more, eventually we come back and forget. That's why we're here, dreaming this physical reality dream. We were in spirit. We forgot who we are. We forgot loving ourselves, so we can remember from a new point of view. And even on higher levels, higher vibrational beings, they do the same. So you always have something to discover. It's always about becoming. And even they don't know, like, how long is this relationship gonna, but they don't think about it because they're too busy following their joy, having fun, being who they are. and they know nothing can take anything away from them. It's all abundance, and they're all one. Like, they're really so awake to this oneness. We still experience this incredible amount of individuality, of the illusion of separation. I'm not this person. I hate this person. Fuck this person. I cut him out of my life. I never want to see him again. They're like, no, they're really in the knowingness that they're all one, they're telepathically connected, so they can hear each other's thoughts. Sure, they can like turn it on and off more or less. And it's just one organism, because we all are. And in this timeline, we're gonna awaken to this. So get prepared. So heal all parts of yourself and to others. If you were like mean to people, hated people, hurt people, damaged people, whatever, I invite you to balance the energy. Apologize. Reach out. Help healing wounds you may have created. This is what I recommend. This is what I've done. Wherever I felt something that was out of balance, I sent the balancing energy in a loving way. And I was like, hey, if I have created here wounds, I want you to know I'm now here to help you heal that. It's so nice to own everything and apologize, knowing, like, many people are afraid, I feel like, to apologize because they think it takes something away from them. Nothing can take anything away from them. It just makes you even more, like, integrated. So I love it when I can apologize about something. So I'm like, oh, I need to be right. Oh no, actually now I realized, oh yeah. And of course, we do everything out of love. We always do the best we can. But we come to more and more realization, like, I didn't know better. I could barely take care of myself. Like, of course I took from this person because I needed to, like, survive. I couldn't, like, care about others and understand that I take more from them, that it feels good for them, and I don't give back because I don't know how to live my own life. I needed to survive. I didn't know better. And then I get good at living my life, remembering who I am, and then I can create more than myself and realize more and more, raise my vibration, like, oh, I overstepped his boundaries. I took so much, and now I realized because someone else does it to me. And then I go back to this person, I'm like, hey, sorry, and thank you. Hey, I want you to know, I got you back now. Can I do anything for you? Can I give you anything back? This, when you gave me that and let me stay there with you for a month, this meant so much to me. Thank you. And I feel like I never really thanked you for that. And I just took and took. You offered, like, food and everything, and I never, like, gave anything back until you, like, kicked me out. And I didn't understand. Now I understand, and I'm sorry. I'm thankful, and I want you to know I want to, like, balance that. I realization. Wow, Bloom Babies, we went all over the place. I was like, because the last 2 episodes I was, like, so about nutrition, like, we stayed pretty, like, basic, and it's important because we have to talk about the basics. Like, we're here physical beings, and when people don't know how to take care of their bodies, I talk about it. And also, it's really basic for me. So I was like, my higher self was like, Ferdi, now go, like, high in spirit. I want an episode of those, otherwise I'm so bored in the suit. I'm so awake in the suit. I want to talk about all it is. I want to wake the fuck people up, and most of you, my actual Bloom Babies, not the haters, you actually get it, the basics, and you're, like, here for the spirit stuff. So let's take a deep breath. Again, I'm not mocking monogamy at all. It's such a beautiful thing that protects our hearts, because we're not ready, many, to live in a healthy, open relationship where all hearts are protected. Most people are not. Most people, actually, I would rather recommend them to be monogamous than open, because I see them trying openness and they're just hurting each other so much because they don't know how to do it better. Because no one taught us. Our society taught us the opposite. So it's really the journey that we have to first love ourselves, integrate all our parts, and learn how to have a healthy, open relating, which is over communication with your loved ones. Over communicate everything, that everyone feels good. talk about things, because those will reveal the underlying negative fear-based belief that is in the way. And then we can like host each other, learn how to host someone in their emotions in a nice way that feels good, where the person feel like they are held and the person can get to the bottom of the fear-based belief, him or herself, that you host them, that you ask questions, that you hold space. So the person has space to lash out, create projections to eventually come to realization, him or herself. Because the thing is, we can only realize and heal ourselves. No one can do it for us. We can just offer the vibration. But you have to come to realization and heal yourself. No one can do it for you. You can go to the most, I love how Bashar says that. You can go to the most powerful healer in the multiverse. How does he say it? That basically you can only heal yourself. Even if you go to the most powerful healer in the multiverse, and you're going there with the attitude, this person also cannot heal myself. No one can heal me. No one. And you go there and he offers you the most healing vibration here. You just have to like get this. And this person is like, no, you also cannot heal me. I'm lost. I'm drowning in the victim role because this is what I think it makes me happy. And then afterwards the person is like, you see? Even this person that has 1 million Yelp reviews or whatever this platform is called didn't heal me. You see? Yeah, because it's your fucking beliefs. You create your own reality and you can only heal yourself. So that's why hosting each other. That's why creating space, separating, that everyone can look at our stuff individually, because we can only heal, transform it, integrate it ourselves. So I so recommend, listen to Bashar, go into nature for hours. Pause. Think about it. Debunk your fucking self. Oh yeah, I was totally doing that. Now that I know that, I can let that shit go. I can let that story go. Because it doesn't serve me anymore. Because now I realized. Now I raised my vibration. Get a massage. Listen to whatever, Bashar. Pause all the time. And then nothing. And then just like let it sink in. Like after you had a discussion with your loved ones. I sometimes record it because I want to listen back. And then I take a gram of mushroom, I go into nature, I listen to it back, so I'm even more open. I'm like, realize, okay. If we really do our best to step out of our little box of, this is me, and see like, I'm going in the shoes of the other person. Why is this person hurt? Like I really, honestly, sincerely want to understand the other person. Where is this person coming from? And stop your stories. It's all about me for a second. It's not about you all the time. Calm down. Really do your best to understand the other person. Like I'm always, this person is saying this. But what is the person actually saying? The person is saying like, I don't know. You don't love me. You never loved me. What is the person actually saying? I feel like don't laugh right now. Like I need validation that you love me, because yeah. And then okay, this is what the person is actually saying. What does the person need right now? The person needs to feel connected, needs that she comes first. She needs to feel my love, and then I channel those words. I don't talk about these things like, what do you mean I never loved you? Oh, don't you see what I'll do for you? Like we can stay on this vibration talking about what it isn't even about. So really channel like, what is the person actually saying? Go in their shoes. This person needs help. This person feels disconnected. What does this person need? Love, connection. So we can cut all these weird layers and go straight to the essence of what it actually is. And I see most people staying up there, shouting at each other, getting triggered as fuck and creating such weird trauma that goes on forever. And some people, they love it. It's all great. I feel like some people are so addicted to it, and it's great. Like, what the fuck else is there to do exactly? Once you wake up, we're eternal beings. We will never die. We always have existed, and we always will. Creating trauma every now and then is fun. Like, that's why Brittany and I, we love being traumatic. Being traumatic is so fun. But not this looping traumatic, where we're like being a little traumatic, but then realizing, raising our vibration, working through things. Because looping, like doing donuts, isn't fun at all. Actually, because eventually you need to work through, and it doesn't feel good, you know. That's the thing. once you love yourself, you want that things feel good. That goes hand in hand because you realize I am worthy, I am enough, I deserve things to feel good in my body. But many people don't love themselves. In fact, they hate themselves, they despise themselves. So, I am only worthy of pain. Punish me. This is what I deserve. Let's take a deep breath on that one. Bloom babies, please let me know in the comments if you can follow me in this episode, because I'm really like really talking awake and not holding back and not like slowing down and explaining things in great details, but just like assuming many of you, like my actual Bloom babies, can follow me. But please clarify it in the comments. I would love to know. Because I want to be understood, you know? And I can talk slower, but rather I can explain things more basically. But I feel like most of you love it when I talk like this and actually get it. And for the ones that are new here, I actually get it a lot. Like, Ferdi, it took me actually a couple months to understand you. But now that I do, I love it. Because this is a really high vibration. I also keep it cool, you know? Meaning like I do it in my own swaggedy-waggy way, where I talk in like my own language, my own slang. Because I want to have fun, you know? I don't want to... I want to enjoy it, you know? And I feel like this is how it gets in even better, because things like humor are so important. Why do you think I'm so funny? Because humor opens us up, and that's we're like, haha, Ferdi is such a jokester. Oh, he's so dumb. And then like, oh, he has a point. Whereas if I'm here serious with like my, I don't know, wearing my suit, having a whiteboard and being like, I know how, and I talk really eloquently, and then quickly people have walls like, who's this person? But if I'm just like here and we're just chilling and we're having fun and I'm not taking myself seriously and I joke about things, it opens people. And then they like can brush it away like, haha, but then like it sticks with them. Like, oh yeah, I think he has a point. Yeah, our system is fucking weird now that I think about it like that. I never thought about it like that. Wow. Thanks for the alien perspective. Going in the UFO, and seeing our system from high above and like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what is this thing called factory farming? Like, why would we do this? Like, why do we create all these weird systems which are based on fear and hierarchy and giving your power away to government, to religions, to politicians, to fall in line? So we're like, it's literally the first movie of The Matrix. Like The Matrix, the movie. Yeah! And that's why I invite you, reclaim your power. Nothing has power over you unless you give it away. That's the only way, like government, religion, anything has power by you giving them your power. Oh, I'm not worthy. Jesus Christ, he's our savior. He will save me. I give my power to him. I'm a sinner. I'm not good. I'm not worthy. He is. He has my power, Jesus. I worship you. I go into a building and they tell me what to say. No, fucking go to nature and God talks to you everywhere, all around, because everything is God, including you. You are Jesus. Jesus came here and was like, he didn't want followers, he wanted leaders. He wasn't like, follow me, he was like, be like me. Christ consciousness. But people couldn't grasp it back then because we were so deep in the darkness age. But it wasn't in vain because he planted those seeds. Buddha, Jesus, they all planted major seeds that are now coming to fruition and sprouting big times, and we're waking up. We are all Christ consciousness. We are all leaders. Like the new earth leaders are the strongest connected to source. And there is no ego or anything, because when you're so connected to source, you're constantly contemplating the universe that you know your place. And there you don't create things like ego, follow me, no. And those are the strongest connected to source, thus waking up the others that you're just as connected to source. You just have forgotten. So we sing each other home. that we're all leaders. We're all Jesus. We're all God. We're all Buddha. Remember, reclaim your power. Yeah, you're that powerful. You're that fucking powerful. You hear it in my voice. Like, I embody that. Like, I'm not like, oh, if I speak like that, what will people think about me? I don't wear a shirt. What if people judge me? Oh, I have all these fear. This is fear. This is a belief. You believe in a fear-based belief. Who taught you that? And it was this fucking society. When you come in this lifetime, you're pure spirit. You're a pure baby. You're fully in your power. And then we get so brainwashed. And when we're babies, when we're little children, we take everything valid. Everything our mom says, we cannot even evaluate it. Because we need to like survive. We need love. We cannot feed ourselves. We are dependent on their love. Don't touch this. Don't. Ah, good girl. Good boy. Yeah, do this. Yeah. Don't sing like this. You cannot sing. Don't. Shut up. Oh, good girl. Here's love. Yeah. Here, come in all this shit programming of fear, of bullshit, of limiting, of negativity. Here. And it's not no one is to blame. Not your mom, not your dad. Where did they get it from? Yeah, from their fucking parents. Where did they get it from? From their parents. We're coming out of such a weird time. Like, the darkness age was so fucked up. That's why I didn't reincarnate there much. Because I didn't want to be around. I'm so proud of people like Jesus to come during those times and shine their light. What the fuck? The resistance he has got. I mean, look at him. He fucking got crucified. They fucking killed him because he was showing the light. But no, my friends, we're in the transformational age. Literally, this is a prolonged timeline. We're waking the fuck up. We're shifting into the new earth, new golden age, however you want to call it. We're gonna clean up the earth. We're all gonna actually get it, love ourselves, operate on a positive vibration. And it's so beautiful. Like, take your wildest imagination of how earth can be and take it times 10. Yeah. You don't even know how good it's gonna get in this timeline. And we're gonna be so fucking grateful because we've experienced this shit system. This shit. We have been all in this fucking programming, and many of us still have some programming, some trauma, some shit. See something. Whoa, fertig. I need a deep breath. Let's take a deep breath. Okay. Higher self was like, calm the fuck down, calm down. I make you mumble because you're like, it's enough, Eddie. You gave them enough. They get it. You have an army ready. The bloom babies are ready. They're ready to show up. They're like, okay, where can we? But yeah, we're not fighting. We're being the vibration of peace. You don't fight war with war. You create peace by being peace. You fight war by loving peace, not by hating war. So be the change you wish to see. Embody that. Like when I got attacked on the beach, I didn't fight back. I was in a peaceful vibration where I hosted his projections, and it all got solved without war, without physical fists and fighting and no. Peaceful vibration causing realization. And I love how Bashar says it. Punishment. Oh no, it's like this. Justice is not punishment. Justice is realization. We need to punish him. Yeah, and then it's like a loop and more punishment to bigger wars. And how many battles have we fought for peace and for love? Like all the Christians and all the different, like watch a TV show like Vikings. My gods are the true gods. We do it for love. We do it for peace. Kill them all. Who's fucking right? Where's the love in that? So you don't fight war by hating war, by fighting war. By loving peace, by being peace. So, this dude recommends an open relationship, not fasting and consuming sugar. Yeah, follow him. Okay, this was a great comment. Let's do a couple more. Sugar isn't bad, but sugar combined with fat is bad. no. I'm like, wasn't it so clear, all the things I said in my last podcast? Like, there is no good and bad, first of all. There is no good and bad. How can you say that? Well, there's, like, once you really wake the fuck up and you see everything is there for a reason, and all that is, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, what you are, the one is the all and the all is the one, creates everything because it can. So it does, because it can, it does. And without this, the other one wouldn't exist. Without this, the other one wouldn't be even seen or appreciated, wouldn't have a purpose. Without the light, the darkness. So I invite you to see it all from a neutral point of view, where you don't judge anything, see everything exists for a valid reason, and I'm an eternal being, and everyone comes home, there is no actual dying or so. And out of the neutrality, I choose love, light, and peace. Because this is what I simply prefer. It's not that I invalidate the other, because if I invalidate something, it comes even more. But it's valid to be there. I see it from a bigger picture, but this is simply not what I prefer. Thank you, but no thank you. It's so amazing to actually understand the darkness. Like I get it. For me as well. When I woke the fuck up, I was like kind of blocking the darkness out and focusing so on the love and light because I found it. I need to stay there. I was like, I don't want to forget again. I want to stay in this vibration. But now I'm so love and light that I cannot get out of it anymore. Never. I found it. I'm in it. So now I could really look at all the darkness and not be like, oh, I invalidated it. This is horrible. Like, okay, if you understand it, where does this actually come from? Like watching like war and stuff, like, they're like playing a game based on a negative vibration. It's like how we play a game on a positive vibration. It's fun. And once you like forget that you have a higher self, create the illusion of disconnection from your own source connection, you think you're in charge, my physical mind, your ego gets inflated. I understand, I can backtrace it all, and I would do the same as this person does if I would be so lost at this person. I would do the same, but I'm not. I'm connected to source really strongly. I see it all. I don't make these choices. I see where this goes. Thank you, but no thank you. So there is no good and bad. It's all energy. And there are positive vibrations and negative vibrations. If you want to call positive vibrations good and negative vibrations bad, that's great. And that's like what we do in everyday life, you know? Like when we talk, I like how Bashar says it, he doesn't recommend when we're talking to walk on eggshells. Like every word, no, it's the underlying vibration. Like sure, I say good and bad. I say, this shit is fucked up. Our system is fucked up. Because it's like so on a overall negative vibration. So like, what is positive and negative vibration? It's literally vibration. Negative vibration is disconnection, separation, destruction. All these things. Positive vibration is integrative, connective, unity, peace, harmony, oneness, love, integration. And then you see, this person is operating here on a negative vibration. Here on a positive vibration. And then also these weird things where the underlying vibration is negative, but on the surface, there are a lot of positive things, like how Hitler, for example, did it. Underlying vibration, so negative. But he gave the people community and work and many positive vibrations where they're like, oh yeah, I feel like so connected to my loved ones. Yeah, we're all one. Like if you give that people, everyone loves that. I mean, but if you play with that and your actual motives are negative, fuck that shit. And it was so important to happen. So we woke the fuck up so this will never happen again. So we smell the shit immediately. My last German podcast is so fucking on point. I talk about it in details. It's called Calling Out Fake Gurus, Calling Out Shenanigans, who use like things like, I give you community, family, belongingness, but the underlying vibration is negative shit, like ego, give my power to you, I'm your leader, and I use that to like scam people, take their money, because I give them something positive, things we all crave so much, like community, family, belongingness, tribe. Once you experience that, how it can feel, that this is actually the norm, we're all meant to be in tribe. They're doing anything for that. Like Scientology, like so many cults are feeding on that, but the underlying vibration is so often fucking negative. So that's why this year, I'm the perfect anti-cult. Because I don't want your power. I want you to reclaim your power. Don't follow me. Don't look for another mommy or daddy. Follow yourself. Follow your guidance from your higher self. We all individually, yes, you as well. Congratulations. We all have our individual, unique higher self that guides us by the feeling we call excitement, joy, bliss. This way, this magnetic pull. This is who I am. Follow that moment to moment. This is literally who you are. Study the formula of following your highest excitement. Don't follow me, follow yourself. This is the anti-cult. So, anyways, sugar isn't bad, but sugar combined with fat is bad. No. It's just not true. Like, I mean, what is true, you know, there's like the universal truth. And then what we say goes. Like, if I say something is true, it's true. In this physical reality dream, once I wake up to all that is and like, oh, there's a universal truth, understanding the mechanism. But in the experience, the mechanism says, like in the mechanism it says that whatever I believe is true for myself. Like I create my own reality. Anyways, I'm on a really high vibration and I think like I'm losing people maybe. So let's say it in really easy words. I mean, listen to the last 2 podcasts actually. Because it's not like, this is good, this is bad. I feel like I talked enough about it, right? So, but in short, I call if like sugar, like carbs come with like fat, like it's like, what is it? Like, let's say how most restaurants cook with oil, you know? Let's say I order pasta and they come like super oily. For me, I call them fatty carbs. And I don't like fatty carbs so much. No, I don't like fatty carbs. Like when it's like greasy. I call them clean carbs. Where it's like preferably the whole food. So let's say the pasta, the whole grain pasta. So there's actually all the nutrients and the fiber and the nutrients that are bound to the fiber that gets all stripped away once you isolate like brown rice to white rice, like all this refining bullshit. And don't get me wrong, I eat white rice and everything because this is just the society we live in. Like often I'm hungry and they have like nothing else and it's not a big deal because I cover my nutrients easily. But I say like, hey, without the coconut milk, without the oil, like I want to eat it oil free. I want to have clean carbs and not fatty carbs. And sure, I have fatty carbs. If I want it, if I feel like I need it. For example, here actually, like the last days now in Kopangan, it's really hot. And I don't like eating when it's so hot. So and then when I like this other day I did a hike again because I love it so much. And I ate like these falafel burritos or so. And they were pretty fatty. But I was like in such a caloric deficit. I was like, I need food. I need like whatever, you know? So yeah, then give me also the fat because I'm like, that's the thing. Just if you're eating like high carb, low fat, you need to eat more. But eventually, if you don't eat more, you like lose weight and I want to like not become underweight, you know? But then I love here on this island, there are other places like where I went yesterday with Brittany where they also have like burritos, but they're actually fairly low fat, like they're not greasy. There's nothing deep fried in it or so. So you can have it all. You just have to like make smart choices, educate yourself. I think like I can now go into the nutrition one-on-one again and like literally break down. These are all molecules. Like this is what our body needs. This is what our body thrives on. And in general, I recommend whole food, plant-based nutrition, carbing the fuck up. Carbs, mainly coming from whole foods. Eat your nice cream, bananas, fruits, carb the fuck up. Dates, dried fruits, jams, sweet potatoes, starchy vegetables, rice, corn, quinoa, all the whole grains, popcorn, whole grain, everything, nice variety. And keep the fats moderate, low. But it's like case by case, you know? Like day by day. or meal by meal, like the weekly, monthly balance. Like some days, like it's so hot, I drink my cacao in the morning, I make my podcast, I go to the gym now, I meet another friend later. I'm just following my joy. I'm getting so full of my joy. This is who I am, that when it's so warm, then I haven't eaten much, and then I eat ice cream, and sometimes there's a day I just ate ice cream. And then the next day, I am more hungry, naturally, and I eat more, and then I eat more fats, because the last day I literally have eaten like 15, 20 grams of fats, which is nothing. And then the next day maybe as well. And then the next day I eat a lot of this to like balance it, But overall, my monthly balance is carbing the fuck up, high carb, low fat. This feels great. This is how I thrive. I tried it all. That's the thing. Try it experientially. And I'm telling you, like, I found the holy grail. It's literally, our biology is so the same. Do you want to have energy? Do you want to be lean year round? Lean year round. Not this fucking weird flip-flopping, yo-yoing, gaining weight, losing weight, going on weird diets, obsessing about it. You want to fuck that all out the window? Here. Eat like I say. Try it. So... and I tried it so many times. So I was like, I just eat more fats or whatever. Like for some periods, I was also, it's a little extra quote unquote work to buy staples, that I have like good things at home all the time and stuff. And was just eating out and not saying like, make the curries with the coconut milk and the coconut fat and everything and the oil. I wasn't like speaking up about it. I was just eating, and I immediately gained weight. And I didn't like it. And while I was eating it, I'm like, I love this curry of like the sweet potatoes and the rice and the vegetables and the tofu. I loved it in my body. But all the oil and the coconut milk, I don't want that in my body. It's just not good for me, and it's making me gain weight. Why would I do that? Or like, I don't want that. So now I have my Thai mamas who know how I'm eating, like going the extra mile. We're living in a fucked up society, so you gotta like educate yourself and then make educated choices. And yeah, that's sometimes when you order, like saying without the oil and making healthy routines, that you have healthy things at home. Like I always have my freezer so full of ripe bananas and frozen berries and all the things, so I can make nice cream and all the toppings. So I always can make an abundance nice cream whenever I want. And also like frozen vegetables, that I also always cover my vegetables and can make a hearty meal. And then like tomato sauces and things that I can make this like hearty. So also like a savory meal that I at home always am good. And have like staples like cornflakes and popcorn kernels, things like that. And as I said, my Thai mamas around who know how I'm eating. Alright, I can talk about this forever, but I think you get it. And also I want to emphasize, like here, another question. Thanks, Ferdi. Ferdi, do you mix bananas with berries or cacao, high flavonoids? A doctor online was saying don't mix bananas in a smoothie with berries, cacao, etc. because berries and cacao have... Stop. Take a deep breath. Once I stopped obsessing about food at all, I became lean and like next level healthy and all these things, because you're looking for God in the food. And then, you're in this vibration. And then if you think about it all the time, guess what? You're hungry all the time. And then you're like, should I eat this now? Should I not eat this? You stay in this weird vibration. And then you like eat more than you need, and then you gain weight, and then you restrict. And while restricting, you keep thinking about food. So it becomes like painful and suffering. Following your joy, finding the divine in whatever excites you, gets you out of all this bullshit. Like so many of Bloom babies, like us, German, Austria, Switzerland, we're so frozen, we're like so intellectual, and we have a lot of us, eating disorders. Because we obsess about that, we try to find God in nutrition, because in the past it did serve us by like, I become healthier. This is like raising my vibration, but then stop, because now you try to fill a hole with that with like food and obsessing about it, literally filling a hole, stop. There is no hole to fill, because you find you're filling it with the divine and whatever excites you moment to moment. I don't think about food at all. Like, how much is food right now on my mind during this podcast? Not at all. I mean, I talked about it, so a little bit. But not at all, because I'm here making a podcast out of the divine, out of my excitement. I'm in this vibration of who I am. I follow my joy. And right now, eating is not my joy. So that's the thing. When you not follow your joy, then like, oh, I want to do this, but I have the fear-based belief, so I'm not doing what I actually want to do. Like, also put myself out there on social, whatever. So I'm just sitting here. I guess I eat then. No, get in touch with those fear-based beliefs. Why are you not doing what you actually want to do? And then do it. Follow your joy. And then you're so busy following your excitement. And then when you're getting hungry, your excitement is to eat. And then I think about food. And that's so amazing, because then I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. How exciting. What do I want to eat? Oh, nice. And then you eat. And it's the best. And then I'm excited to do something else. Or like not to eat anymore, at least, because I'm full, and being over full doesn't feel good at all. Once you love yourself, you're worthy of feeling good all the time. So this is literally the answer for all eating disorders. Find God in yourself. This is like when people obsess about studies, like, yeah, what are studies? Finding God. But eventually you see how limited it goes. And that you are God, and that the studies are all created on our intentions. Wow, yeah, this is a whole big topic. But I'm gonna end this podcast now. I think this was a lot to digest. So I think the next podcast, like, I'm kind of done with. Like, I always talk about nutrition, but as a hook to talk about the whole, you know? Okay. If you have any questions, please keep the questions coming, even if they're about nutrition. Because, like, yeah, I do need a hook to talk about the whole. And this is a great hook. I really like the flow I had right now about eating disorders. So I'm going to add the Bashar cutout once again, how Bashar flows about it, like filling a hole with food. Here is it in his words. And if you want more Bashar, on Spotify, listen to Higher Mind. They're like great Bashar cutouts. And if you want even more, you can send me a DM and I send you my private Google Drive folder. So on Instagram at vgainstrengths or at vgains. I'm excited for your comments down below. This helps the video to be found by more. And let's activate the community. Give it a like, give it a comment. It means a lot to me. If you want more podcasts, this is literally, you have it in your hands. Every single comment makes me more excited to create more, because I'm like, yeah, people like that. Sometimes I'm like, do they even care? Like, I don't need to do this podcast here if I feel like no one feels it. But if I can feel energetically, and this is what I feel more and more. So I'm so thankful for every single comment. Because I can feel energetically like, yeah, Ferdi, they need you right now. They need you to speak out of the knowingness from your perspective. They need the alien. They need a walk in the flesh. Here I am talking to you. I'm not a Sasani. I'm here. I'm a fellow human. We're in this together. And I'm excited to keep sharing. And if you want to motivate me or like inspire it, or just like literally have a question what I shall talk about it, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for listening. Until next time, peace out.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Lily. Thank you so much for being here and sharing.
We thank you for your co-creation.
Well.
Yes, I'm well.
I probably know. Okay, so that's what this is about. I probably know all the answers. You've already given them, but I need some help here with...
Oh, all right. Help with
what? Food cravings for all the... in quotes, wrong foods, since
yes.
I have a serious health challenge.
Yes.
And
stop right there for a moment, please.
Yeah.
More often than not, individuals on your planet will do that to fill a hole that is not being filled by something else they would rather be doing. What are you not doing that creates the hole you need to fill in other ways?
Almost everything.
Thank you. What are you waiting to do?
Well, I've jumped into my healing work. I'm starting to do mediumship groups, which is part of my passion. But the fear
Of?
as I sit there and are not getting a 1 + 1 = 2 answer feels
Congratulations!
like... Yeah.
You're going in a new direction then.
Feels like a comedian,
Drop
whose
your expectations.
jokes are falling.
Drop your expectations. You are entering the realm of the trickster. And you need to know how to navigate in a realm of uncertainty. You need to make a friend of the unknown. You let it to be all right. You need to let it be all right that you don't know how it's going to go. You're holding on too rigidly to something that is free-flowing. You understand?
Yes, because the shame that comes up of getting it wrong is almost...
Oh, the shame of getting it wrong.
Well, Rich...
Oh, watch this.
Right.
3 + 3 is 29. Oh, I'm so ashamed. I have a special permission slip mantra for you. Would you like to know it?
Yes, please.
Are you willing to use it?
Absolutely.
Do you promise?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why would you promise that? You don't even know what it is.
Because you said be okay with the unknown.
No, I see. Fear of the unknown, so now you're jumping into the unknown? Oh, good girl. You want the mantra?
Yes.
Are you ready to repeat it after me?
Yes.
Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. I might get something wrong.
I might get something wrong.
So what?
So what?
Now, I know that different humans have a preference for different kinds of expressions, so if you wish to substitute so what for big deal, that's all right. But the point is, so what? Have you ever taken a musical instrument?
I tried.
I tried. And you were afraid to get that wrong, too?
Yeah, I didn't have the patience to
Patience?
pursue.
Why do you need patience? You don't need patience. None of you need patience. Why do you think humans think they need patience? I'll tell you why. The only reason humans become impatient is because they think they need to be patient. You don't need to be patient. Let me ask you a question. May I? Thank you. I will. If you're doing something you absolutely love to do all the time, what do you need patience for? You don't need patience if you're not waiting to do something you love to do. The only reason you are impatient is because you're not doing what you love to do, and so you are patiently waiting to do it. And the patience wears thin. So if you stop waiting to do it and you simply do it, you won't need patience. You'll be so busy having fun, you won't need patience. And you'll be so busy not caring exactly how it comes out, in what form, right or wrong, accurate or not accurate at first, that you will simply keep doing it. And as you keep doing it, you'll get more practice and you'll get better and you'll fine-tune it and you'll have better discernment. And it just comes with the territory.
Thank
like
you.
That. Thank you for your synchronicity.
Thank you.
Is this making sense to you?
It is. And,
So, yes.
and I realize that this health challenge,
Yes.
which part of me, I've got, I'm afraid to say anything, the gap that is between the knowing of what the truth is, like you speak and live,
Yes.
and the doubt that, or the way that I live it, it's big. So the bottom line is, I want freedom from the rules that I've
Have imposed on yourself.
exactly of what the correct food is.
Well, if you have imposed them on yourself, why don't you let them go?
Because, so the food cravings.
Perhaps you didn't hear me.
No, I did.
If you have imposed them on yourself, why don't you let them go? The answer is because I don't believe I imposed them on myself. I believe they're coming from somewhere else.
That's right. I'm believing there's an authority out there that knows that what's going on in my body cannot be fixed unless I eat a certain way.
May I tell you a secret?
Please.
We've been exploring the universe for quite some time now. We have found no such authority.
But as long as I believe that there's
As
an
long
authority.
as you believe
So-
there is. But since you're imposing that belief on yourself and you don't enjoy it, why would you continue to buy into it?
I don't know. That's the
I
struggle.
do know.
But
It's because you're getting something out of it.
Well, yeah, what?
You
That-
tell me.
Well, that
What
I...
are you getting out of it? Remember
that-
what we said about motivation.
Well, that I can't be right, that it's not okay for my life to work, and that I'm, if everything's going well
Yes.
physically, and so I have no excuses to not jump
no
in,
excuses.
then I'm going to, then I won't have discernment balance, I'm going to knock people over, I'm going to be
Now,
too powerful.
why would you have a definition of your excitement that would be such an out-of-balance definition? How can an out-of-balance definition be a definition of your joy?
Well, because
Does that not seem contradictory?
it does.
Well,
I could-
then why not invent a definition of your joy that seems more in keeping with the idea that you prefer? Because you don't believe that that can be true?
Well, I think I have a belief that my joy will cause somebody else's harm.
I see.
I think, but who cares? I mean, that's way years ago.
Oh, that's another good 2 words. Who cares?
Well, I do care, but it's like,
But now you see you're getting into semantic territory, because when
Yeah.
we talk about the idea of who cares and so what, we don't mean that you become a non-caring person.
Right.
We understand that sometimes the translations of the words in your language that frame these concepts can be a little confusing because you have words that may mean many different things. So when we talk about the idea of who cares, we don't mean you become an uncaring, unfeeling, get out of my way, I don't care if I harm you person. We mean who cares in the sense of it's nobody's business what your belief system for yourself and your passion for yourself is.
I guess I meant who cares about the history and who to blame for
Yes.
what I set up. It's
Yes.
just,
But why play that game if you don't enjoy it? Unless you're getting
I
something
don't.
out of it.
I don't. It just feels like I'm stuck in it.
Well, you're not.
I'm not.
You're not. You're not stuck at all. You
Okay.
got up and spoke with us, yes?
Yes.
That proved you're not stuck.
Right.
So why don't you just apply that to the rest of your life? Why don't you just pretend in every situation where you feel stuck that you're getting up and speaking with us?
Oh, good.
And see if that inner dialogue that you have unsticks you.
That's very good.
Does that help you?
Yes. Yes.
Guess who you'll be talking to?
I am my higher self.
Yes. But you can pretend you're talking to us. We'll play along.
But I like your shirt better than mine, so that would be good.
But the point is that when you finally get used to the idea of our shirt, as you say, you will suddenly realize it's your shirt too.
Right.
Aha.
Okay. So just to be very specific, when
all right.
when a piece of food is facing me that I would love to eat,
Yes.
and the marquee says
When
death,
a piece
death,
of
death.
food is facing you that you feel anxiety
Thank
about.
you. Thank you. Yes.
You see, here's where you really need to be discerning about what you're actually saying about that. Because you can gloss it over by saying, oh, yes, I would love to eat it, and make it sound like it's part of your excitement, when in fact what you're actually saying is, I feel so anxious and so empty, I have to put this in my body in order to feel better temporarily. You need more honesty and discernment about what you're actually saying in those circumstances. Now, yes, we understand that sometimes in your society, there may be things that people label as good and bad, and for some people, they may not necessarily be bad. We understand that there can be differences of opinion on this, and differences of effect in people's lives, whereas some people can do certain things and they seem to be fine, and other people can do the littlest thing and fall to pieces. So you have to have the discernment about what really works for you. But the point is you also have to have the discernment about what you're actually saying in relationship to that food. And is it really, I would love to put it in my body, or is it, I'm just so anxious and so empty I can't think of anything else to do but plug the hole with this piece of food? You have to be able to tell the difference before you can really start understanding why you're doing what you're doing. You have to hear yourself. Deeply hear why you are saying what you're saying. Does that help?
Yes, I'm going to assume that I will be able to hear
All
the
right.
difference.
You can. It's not that difficult, you know. It really isn't. All you have to have is a willingness to want to hear it. and not be afraid to hear it. Now, if you're afraid to hear it, then deal with the fact that you're afraid to hear it and find out what that belief is. Really, from our perspective, most of you, we understand why you chose to explore the themes that you've chosen, and that's all well and good, and we would never take them away from you, and we would never remove your processes from you. At the same time, these conversations, the reason that you are actually attracted to coming and having these dialogues with us is that you know that you are all this close to really just getting it and letting it all go when it doesn't serve you. So we are happy to punt you over the edge.
All right. Thank you.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You're not as far away as you think. It's just that the belief system you have makes it seem as if you are farther away from that than you think. But you're not. You're not. You're not.
And when I use the physical as an indication, which of course you say the physical is just a circumstance based on a belief.
Yes.
So when the physical distracts me,
Yes.
I find it more challenging to
Yes.
remember.
Yes, but the physical doesn't distract you. You distract yourself by focusing on the physical.
So any fast tool to get me to turn my attention in that
Well,
moment?
there's the paradox. Because the more you are willing to actually dive full force, full speed ahead into the thing you really love to do, believe me, food will be one of the last things you will think about.
And the physical things in my body will
The
also be
physical things will bring themselves back into balance because pay attention, when you are doing what you love to do, when you are living your passion, you are on a frequency level that makes it possible for you to know what really needs to be done to sustain you and what does not. The only reason you're confused about what really needs to be done is because you're not actually on the level where you can perceive the information about what you actually need and don't need.
Wow.
So when you are in your highest vibrational excitement, the highest vibrational excitement is always a complete kit. It's the organizing principle. It's the driving engine of your life. It will give you the ability to perceive exactly what is needed and what is not part of your frequency. But you will not know that until you're actually in that frequency.
So in that place,
Yes.
that's when the synchronicities happen. That's
Oh,
when these
synchronicities
orbits
happen all the time. Remember, there are negative and positive
Right.
synchronicities.
But I'm saying more the ones that are more in the flow of that higher vibration
Of
can
course.
come in.
They cannot happen in a lower vibration. But what does happen in the lower vibration are synchronicities that are indicative of that vibration.
Right.
So if you are having this, as you say, struggle with the idea of whether or not to put food in your mouth, the synchronicities you are creating is a constant barrage of food you have to decide whether or not to put in your mouth.
Yes, that's correct.
You will always find yourself in front of that situation because that's the synchronicity you're creating with your particular frequency. Now, if you wish to create another one, the universe will not contradict you. It will support you in the creation of any frequency synchronicity, just as it obviously has supported you in the creation of the synchronicity frequency level you're already on.
Yes,
Remember, the universe supports you no matter what.
right.
It's unconditionally supportive. So, if it supports you on the negative side, what reason would there be for it not to support you on the positive side? Oh, you don't deserve it? You're not worth it? I guarantee you, if you weren't worth it, you wouldn't exist.
Good.
Because creation doesn't make mistakes.
Very good.
So, if you exist, you belong, and you deserve whatever it is you imagine that you deserve. Otherwise, you wouldn't exist.